It's a new week in the Crew Motorfest, and this week's theme is called No Speed Limit, and this is my summit guide. Let's go. All right, real quick before we get into it, if you're looking for any of my Motorfest Pro settings, you can go to militiagamingco.com, click on Motorfest Pro settings from the top, and there you will find all of my pro settings updated exactly up to date with everything that I've done. All right, let's get into it, man. The cars in the Summit bundle this week are the Proto Concept Sparrow Competition AGP car, the Vector Power Sports V40R in powerboats, and then the Kawasaki Ninja H2 racing bike. Now you're going to need a couple of additional vehicles as well. I recommend the Cento Dieci for the Escape, and for that one I recommend Nitro Chemist with Pure and Extra Pump as your sets, and then a drag car of choice with Nitro Chemist with Pure and Frenetic as your affix, and then a 1414 Demon for the buoy smashing, and for that one you need Score Breaker with Skilled and Pure. And then I definitely recommend the Proto WR1 boat and the Ducati Panigale R. Now on all the race events you're going to need a Nitro Chemist set with Pure. Your second affix is not super important, but if you're going to choose one, if you're going to go back and re-affix all of your parts, you would want Pure and Frenetic, because this week you have basically unlimited NOS. You have unlimited NOS refills, and because of that you don't need Extra Pump. You actually would need Frenetic because you want to be able to hold that button down longer. That would be more helpful to you. Anyways, the keys to this summit are going to be resets. Now I know you guys don't want to hear this. I know a lot of people hate this so much, and I'm not arguing with you guys, but this is the fastest way to do this stuff, and this is the best way to get the best score. So if you're struggling with this summit, if you're struggling getting in platinum, please give this a try. If you want to race it normally, just race it normally and don't get mad at me, but this is the way you do it. This is the way the top guys are doing these courses, and yeah, it works. So anyways, here are the pro settings for the cars that I just mentioned. All right, the first event is called Limitless Velocity, and this is using that Sparrow competition, whatever, AGP car. There's a couple of things you need to keep in mind on this, and the first one is this is a very easy course to overdrive. It's a shorter, tighter course, and you have unlimited NOS. So if you're going to be using your NOS like basically all the time during this course, you're going to have a problem with a lot of these corners. So you need to be able to control your speed going into this. Let's talk about this first couple of corners, not these little bends here, but this one here. Go to the right of these two trees, aim for the red pole right here. You'll get this checkpoint flag, and then slow down a lot. Heavy braking, downshift to 6th. Go to the left of that checkpoint flag, stay wide here, then cut across this grass. Now I recommend staying in a higher gear if you can. If you're in automatic, okay, fine, then you don't have the choice, but if you're in manual, stay in a higher gear. It's going to help you on these courses, because when you start using your NOS, and by the way, you need to be using your NOS, it's unlimited NOS basically. When you start using your NOS, you need to be in a high gear. It helps you get up to top speed a lot faster than going through each individual gear. Anyways, so on that little grass cut, 7th gear, 8th gear to here. All right, slow down, cut across, stay in 8th. Then you can blast the NOS to get up to top speed. Immediately brake really hard and cut this as close to this tree as possible. You want to stay on the sidewalk or just put a wheel in this dirt here. The dirt kind of makes you bump, so if you can stay on the sidewalk, better. All right, into 8th, blast it again, use your NOS to get up to top speed. All right, for this corner, you're going to brake and downshift to go to 6th. All right, and then for this corner, you want to stay right here. You don't want your wheels to fall in this grass. You want to be flat on this pavement here, and then flat when you get to this sidewalk here. It keeps your front wheels gripped and allows you to make this turn just like that. So you'll notice if you were racing this before, you've probably been bumping over that section. That's how you do it. All right, control speed here, 7th gear, and then blast the NOS, and you're basically home free at this point. Rinse and repeat that lap. All right, the next event is called Boundless Ocean, and this one I recommend using the Proto WR1. The boat actually flies when you're using lots of NOS and you get hit by all these waves. So the key to this is literally just spamming NOS. I am actually flying on this one. Spam NOS, control your boat in the air, just keep going from checkpoint to checkpoint. Just make sure that you're not using the NOS in the bottom half of the tank. Just use the top half. Notice how I'm using about half, then resetting, about half, and then resetting. That's kind of all you have to do. And then just control the boat. It's pretty much that easy. Also, don't miss any checkpoints. All right, let's move on. All right, the next event is called Unlimited Asphalt, and you're going to be in the dirt quite a bit on this one. There's a lot of little cuts and resets on this, so let's get into it. This is with the Ninja, by the way. So this first little part here, I stay pretty wide right just to make the turn a little bit easier. You can use NOS in the dirt, and the bikes don't really slow down that much. I was going 200 in the dirt there, so I feel like I could have done that maybe a little bit better, but you guys get the picture. All right, let's get into the parts where there's cuts. All right, right here at about 22%, I cut across and reset at the flags. Make sure you're turning left on that one, then cut across and reset at the flags again. Make sure you're turning right before your bike respawns. All right, and then at this right-hander at 30%, some of you might want to slow down. I just take it basically full speed, and I just NOS across the grass. So we go across here, just keep NOSing, go through the trees, NOS, 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 and reset when you get to the flag. You're basically taking a straight shot at the flag. And then you're going to reset every single flag going down this hill, with the exception of the very, very last one. You can kind of take that normally. So reset, another reset here, another reset on this corner. Just make sure you go through the flags before you actually reset. Another one here. Now reset this corner. The bikes just turn so slowly that this is actually more effective. The bikes need to be reworked completely. So this one, you don't need to reset. You can kind of take this one normal as well, and then go ahead and NOS out of there. All right, and that's actually it. There's no more cuts. It's just basically staying on the road and keeping your NOS pinned. So anyways, let's move on. All right, the next event is called Infinite Roads, and again, you're gonna spend some time off-road and in the air if you do the shortcut right. Anyways, right off the bat, obviously get into 6th and NOS as much as possible. This cut is a little bit tight and it's tough to get to that checkpoint, but you got to cut it really, really sharp to the right and just barely miss the rock like I did there. Boom. Get the reset. Go ahead and NOS out of it. You're going to reset basically all of these hairpin turns on the bikes. Again, the bikes are too slow on these corners. They need to be reworked, and resetting is faster. So reset all of these corners up this hill. There's one more, so that's 4 total resets here. And then we're going to be off and running. So after that reset, you're good to go. Start going. All right, right here at about 38 or 40%, you're going to cut across this field and go towards this checkpoint. You're going to go slightly to the left of the checkpoint. The reason is there's a little lip on this wall that you can hit and jump across the whole thing. You don't have to do the bridge or the following right-hander. You just jump straight across all of it. So this is what it looks like. To the left a little bit, left of the checkpoint, hit the little lip, NOS in the air. If you don't NOS in the air, you're not making it. Now, I recommend downshifting to 3rd before you land. This will help you control your speed so that you can make this turn, and then you're good to go. So let me show you that again, just so you guys know. It's kind of a funky one. It's this little concrete block right here. It's tough to hit, and you have to have the right angle, but I recommend trying it. You definitely save a lot of time. And you gotta be going fast into it, and you have to be NOSing in the air as well. So anyways, this next checkpoint here, you can just take normally. I would cut it on the inside. It is kind of tight, and if you don't go slow enough, you'll end up into the wall on the right side. So the same thing here, just cut across the wall towards the bridge, and you're good to go there. I cut this one as well, just on the grass a little bit. And then for this one, I reset on this flag here. There we go. And then I do another reset here on this flag. These bikes are just terrible, man. All right. I think that might be it. Let me see if there's any more. Oh, no, there's one here at 70. I cut left of this flag. And then I cut this one pretty hard to the right, trying to stay on the road. This right-hander, slow down a lot way beforehand. Otherwise, you're going to go wide like I did. And I think you can do that a lot more efficiently. Again, shifting into 6 super early and using a bunch of NOS in order to get there. I cut this corner as well. Turn to the right. Cut this one. And then cut this one as well. And then the last corner, I actually messed up in this clip. I did it better in a different attempt, but you want to cut to the left of this pole and to the left of this flag. I went way too wide right and it cost me probably tenths of a second, but this is a nice cut because you can actually take this like basically full speed. So you want to stay to the left basically instead of going all the way right like this. I lost a lot of speed going through that grass right there. So anyways, not a bad time. That's it. Let's move on. All right, this next event is called Unleash Torpedo. This is with the Vector V40R. As you can tell right off the bat, I cut to the right. Now, one of the keys to this is that you're going to be using these buoys to get air. You get way more speed when you're in the air, so you want to get as much air as possible and always NOS while you're in the air. Anytime you can get these buoys and NOS, you're going to have a little bit of a boost in speed. You notice like I go from like 140, 150 to instantly at 100 or 200 and 200 plus. So try to get in the air as much as possible, especially around this turn here on the bottom. This is actually a pretty tough turn. I would stay wide here, use the waves as ramps, and turn in the air. It's the only way you can do it. It definitely feels like that's the way that you're gonna have to make that corner. If you have another strategy, you know, write it in the comments, but basically you're trying to hit all of these guys to get that air and use the NOS. Now there is one spot where I took really cautiously. It's this one. It's because this is a very easy spot to get off, you know, off your path. The wind blows very, very strong there, so just try to control your speed as much as possible and just make that turn. Safer is better than missing a checkpoint. And that's basically it. You're kind of home free. Again, keep trying to hit those checkpoint flags. All right, let's move on. All right, the next event is called Endless Finale, and for this I'm going to show you my full lap. Again, you're going to be NOSing. It's the AGP car, so get to 8th as soon as possible and use a bunch of NOS to get to top speed. There is a couple of cuts in this one, and I recommend actually not resetting for this one. So first cut is right here. You're going to do this on both laps. NOS in the air, go across the field. NOS in the air again. Don't need to NOS on this corner, but then start NOSing again once you get straight. Just try to keep that car at top speed. Now, I believe I don't downshift on this one. Let me see. I keep it in 8th. It seems to keep the car pretty settled over those bumps. And we just NOS out of it again. Now, you may be tempted to reset a lot of these hairpins, but with AGP, it's really not necessary. I would strongly recommend not resetting. It actually helped me improve my time by quite a bit. I tested both with resetting and not resetting, and not resetting was definitely faster. And honestly, I didn't even drive it that well, so it probably could have been better. Now, as I say, resetting is not faster. That corner needs to be reset. So this one here at the top of this hill here. This corner is very, very tight. You've got to reset this corner. Anyways, that's basically the only one, I believe. This upcoming right-hander here, you can kind of just go straight across. You don't really need to take the corner that much. It's fine to do it that way. You might be a little bit more consistent that way. So anyways, I think that's it. I don't think I reset any of these corners at all. Nope. Also drove it very poorly. Still got a decent time. And yeah, I'm using NOS in between on these straights. Downshifting, braking heavy going into them, not resetting at all. On a normal circumstance, like a different car class, I for sure would be resetting this, but for AGP, this actually works out a little bit better. So the last little cut here across the grass, I would just try to stay left of the flag. You can cut it kind of tight like that. It's pretty forgiving. So anyways, that's it. Let's move to the feats. All right, here are my 3 feats. I'll let these play out like normal, and then we'll get to the final scores. All right, here are my final scores. DM me with any questions you might have. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will catch you on the next one. Trigger out.